Hello, happy Sunday. It's a sunny one, and this week we've come out to Sunderland Point, which is get a bit further back, which is out towards Morecambe. As you can see, the only issue is it's a tidal road, so if you do decide to come out this way, check the tides. As it stands at the minute, the tide is still in, but it's not at its highest point. So it's a lovely spot. Now out there it's going to be very, very, very windy. So chances are I might have to figure out how to do some sort of voiceover on this. But we shall see how we get on. So let's head back to the car and get over to Sunderland Point. It's a lovely day. See you in a bit. Here we are at Sunderland Point. You can see these facilities are managed by Overton Parish Council and cleaned by volunteers, so if you do come and use them, walking along here, all these properties are actually lived in. I think there's a cafe further up, and they are actually lived in these properties, so just be a bit respectful in relation to your parking of your car and whatnot. These old buildings were obviously for the people that worked at the dock. This is where the ships would have come in and been tied up for loading and unloading. Now it goes back to the 1700s, the dock, and if you look further over and look out, you can actually see the dock that replaced it, and we'll discuss that later on. Fastened dock. But if you walk down here, you can see where the buildings were, and you can see further up there's more buildings, and that's where the warehouses were. They dealt with a lot of the trade, and this was actually part of the slave trade, surprisingly enough. You wouldn't associate that with the area because you always associate it with Liverpool, but in actual fact the slave trade was here as well. And we're going to take you to go and see a place called Sambo's Grave, and I'll tell you the story behind it. So, come to that in a moment. Quick look around here, and then head up to Sambo's Grave. So, Sambo was actually a slave or a servant, and he was left at Sunderland Point while his master travelled to Lancaster, and actually died in one of the two buildings that we see. Now, when his master came back and Sambo had passed away in the old brewery, which is on the corner, so it was probably the bigger building of the two. So he died in 1736 in the brewery, and because he wasn't a Christian, he wasn't allowed to be buried in the church. So he was buried on the shoreline, which actually is the shoreline of Morecambe Bay, and we'll walk down to that now. It's quite a nice walk, as you'll see. But there's always stones and flowers, and the stones are usually painted by the local kids. It's in the local area. It's a well-known story, and a lot of respect is paid to the grave. But we'll walk down there, and you'll see there's some lovely countryside, and it's a nice walk. Just watch out for all the midges, though. As you can see, walking down here, there's loads of butterflies, insects. If you've got a love of birds and whatnot, you'd absolutely love this walk. It's probably for about 5 minutes or so. It's not a strenuous walk. It does get a bit slippy underfoot when it's raining, if it's been wet for any length of time, but it is worth the walk. So here is the way down to Sambo's grave. It's just a pathway. On the right hand side there's a hide for bird watching. I didn't go in there because there was a young family in there with a child. So as you walk up here, you've got obviously fantastic views, but you've also got, well, you see like a dome, and that's actually, let me get this right, it's an horizon eye chamber. It works in the same way our eye works. So basically you'll have a lens at the front or a hole at the front, and it captures the view and it projects it onto the back wall. It's actually upside down. You'll see it in a minute. I go in there. It works the same way as an eye basically. When you go into it, it's dark. You can see that's the view. That's effectively like the lens, if you will, but there isn't a lens on there, so it's just a hole in the wall effectively. You go into the doorway. That's just a plaque saying when it was built. It's impressive. So you go in, you shut the door behind you, and there's effectively the lens. I'll swing the camera around and you'll see the view projected onto the back wall. And there you go, crystal clear. Okay, now we're back out again, walking up the pathway, and this is actually the pathway to Sambo's grave. Here we are, Sambo's grave. As you can see here, it's a memorial to the slave trade of the 18th century. Lancaster was the fourth most significant British port involved in the Atlantic slave trade, the triangular trade. As you can see, there's always stones decorated. See occurrences from around the world though. See, the village we walked through earlier is Sunderland. The peninsula is Sunderland Point. You've got Heysham just over there, and Morecambe. This is obviously coastal. There's quite a breeze today. Don't know if you can pick up the sound or not. houses on the left hand side. These were obviously lived in by the people that worked at the dock. Some lovely properties here. A lot of the dock was built apparently by an old abbey that was close by, and they used the stone from the abbey to build the dock. We're going to head back over into the mainland now. I'm going to take you to a pub, and I'll explain when I get there. And this area is called Snatcham's because this is where the press gangs operated. If you were unfortunate enough to be drinking in this establishment when the ships were going out and they needed sailors, your name were on that ship, and by the time you'd woke up you would be well out to sea. Sometimes you might get a free drink out of it, but I would imagine more likely than not it was just a very sore head. So if you look down here you can see the castle further over there. Absolutely stunning. See some fantastic wildlife, birds, butterflies, the lot. During the summer months this pub used to get busy. I don't know if it's still open or not, to be fair. The windows are open and it's obviously someone's either living in it or still operating it. But it is a very busy spot for boats years ago. Now whether it's still the case or not I don't know, but lovely on a day out. And there's another pub as well that they used to snatch from, but I think this was the main one. With it being high tide they could pull straight up. If you were a little bit worse for weather they'd probably just snatch you without even have to buy you a drink. So we'll close the vlog here. Like and subscribe. Subscribing's the biggie. If you can do that, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. If you can do that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It helps the channel. Like, subscribe. There's some Florida vlogs coming up, a few other things. I'm just trying to mix it up a bit and get used to using the camera and used to talking to camera. Okay, so like, subscribe, hype, all that jazz. I'll see you next time.